We're dealing with the fact that the AstraZeneca one there are some suggestions of links with blood clots and problems with vaccine supply, meaning concerns about whether enough people will get vaccinated. So now that we know those two things, that's the place where we start from. So let's go through these one at a time. The issue of the supply. What did Matt Hancock say about this?
Vaccine supply is always lumpy.
Maybe you don't say lumpy if people are worried about blood clots. You know what I mean? No one wants an injection that you feel like you got to chew while you're having it. Getting that on the back of the throat. We saw in one news story saying that by April, we could see a reduction in our vaccines. So there is a chance, it's a slim chance, but there is a chance that this will resolve itself with a phone call like this. Hello, Mr. Hancock? Yes, hello. You know how we had said that from the start of April we wouldn't be able to provide all of those doses of the vaccine? Well, April Fool. Oh, look at your face. It really is priceless. Yeah. It could be. It might not be, but it could be. And then there's the issue to do with the blood clots. The AstraZeneca one has been linked to it. We saw that the 5 Brits had blood clots after having the AstraZeneca one. And look, let's go back to basics on this as well. Let's start right at the beginning. What could be causing blood clots? Earlier on, TV's Dr. Hilary Jones was on TV, being Dr. Hilary Jones, and he said,
we do know there's a link between smoking or sitting still for long periods of time.
And maybe people have been sitting still more over the last year. It's worth bearing in mind. I will freely admit I am high risk. Also, I think we need to go through some of the maths. So if we look at this, it's fewer than 40 cases in the 17 million people who have been vaccinated using that vaccine. So we can just have a look at the maths for a second. And that gives us, you take your 40, you divide it by 17 million, you times by 100 to make it a percentage, 0.002%.
Man, I'm not getting it.
That is a low percentage. And oddly enough, as a coincidence, also the percentage score I got on Rotten Tomatoes with my directorial debut of Stephen Allen's version of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Spoiler alert, it's just 2 hours and 4 minutes of footage of a cat on a hot tin roof. Certificate 18 because the roof was too hot. You don't want to know how it ends. So, but that was a side point. So we know the percentage 0.002 in terms of the vaccine. So what I thought I'd do to try and compare it is look at this piece of information. So 900,000 Americans get blood clots every year. Now it's 328 million people live in America, and we've had a quarter of a year since we've started having these injections. So to do the maths again, you put it in, that's 0.07%. That is way more than the number of people. If anything, it looks like the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine should be used as a treatment for blood clots. And that is what I say to anyone in the UK who's worried about getting that vaccine. To anyone in Europe, I'd say, don't trust it. Sounds like it's gritty. You wouldn't like it. Why don't you send all the ones you don't want over to us? Maybe around the start of April time would be a good time to get them sent.